What is going on, everyone? This is Andrew O'Connell with Pristine Capital coming at you with yet another market recap video. It is December 1st, 2020. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel if you enjoy this content, and I will continue to make it for you. Today we're going to be talking about the price action, the indices, volatility, going under the hood and checking out the sectors and style factors, some of the trades I took, and then we will wrap up finally with some options order flow. But before we jump in, quick risk disclaimer, nothing in this video should be construed as investment advice or recommendations. Please follow your own trading plan. And last but not least, do not YOLO your entire account into one of my trades. So with that being said, let's jump right into it. Some quick housekeeping. I do have an announcement to make for you guys. I have accepted a new position as the Director of Research and Trading Education at Leduc Trading. So I'm going to be helping Samantha with her business and really helping her run her trading room. I'm going to be doing some webinars for her. I believe I'm going to be doing a daily session from 2 to 3, which will be live. I'll be taking notes for her, helping her clients out, all that good stuff, and really just trying to improve their membership. With that being said, I am going to still do my daily recap videos for you guys. I love putting out all the free content and really just the analysis and really just a lot of the people I've interacted with on Twitter. Like, I certainly don't want to lose, all those connections and all those pleasant interactions. So I will still continue to post some content, but really out of respect for her clients, I won't be posting as much, like live, like trade entries and exits. Like, I was always kind of like the renegade on Twitter, like actually posting real entries and exits. Like, I will have you all know, like, those are all real. So, like, when I put those trades on, I don't know if it's going to be a winner or a loser when I put it on. So I'm really like, putting myself out there. Whereas a lot of the other people on Twitter, the name of the game is really just make it look like you're, nailing every move, that sort of thing. So I really enjoy doing that. But just out of respect for her clients, I might still go through some of my entries and exits with you guys in the evening, but I won't be doing that, like during the day anymore. So let's jump right in. With that being said, let's get on to the good stuff. Enough about me, because I know you guys don't care about that. Let's talk markets. Let's talk the ES futures. So today was, December 1st. There's always these, first of month flows that come in, and you often have, a very bullish day to start the month. I don't know why that is, but it has just been the behavior, for this entire year. First of month is typically very bullish. So you can see we have the S&P 500 up 1.09%, Q's technology up 1.28%, the IWM small caps up 0.93%, and the Dow Jones up 0.61%. If we take a look here at the ES, we've gone through this almost every video, had a bearish sequence for the election, then we went super bullish as everyone was ripping their hedges off, and we've really been trending sideways for a couple of weeks now. And now that we are in a new month, given that it's December, we also have a new monthly value area. So you can see here, right now we are, right at the top of value. But this, while it feels super bullish, the market's up over 1%, it just feels awesome. I'm coming in with the mentality of like, okay, we're in a new month. It's not like we are, trending above the monthly value area like we were, back when this was the active value area. Here, we're really testing the top of value. So I think this is a good opportunity where, are there more bulls that want to push this market higher? We're at a nice inflection point here. So what I would imagine is like, we had a nice day today. It was sort of like a look above and fail where we went actually above the monthly value area. We will have to see if we fall into value, over the coming weeks, and, we're just kind of drifting around, not really doing much. That certainly tells me I don't want to be positioned with like a super bullish portfolio. I want to add in more neutral trades, some more short trades as hedges. and really just focus on preserving my capital, because this has been, just an amazing month in terms of P&L, in terms of all these crazy moves. So for right now, I'm just trying to, as I've been talking about for the past couple of weeks, slow things up a little bit, be more selective, and, just take it day by day. So that's the ES. We'll really have to wait and see. Let's check out the Qs. The Qs are pretty weak in the morning, and then they start picking up some steam throughout the day. Wow, so the Qs actually look very interesting here. Yeah, let's take a look at this. So the Qs, yeah, they are well above the monthly value area. And look at these guys. They're testing, the previous all-time high. So this actually looks like, if we get a good push up here, we have this R1 pivot at around 311. So I'll definitely be looking at, mega cap tech, because mega cap tech, as you can see, it's really gone nowhere for a couple months, and now it's showing some relative strength. So again, we'll have to wait and see. But I do have an Apple position on, and that is one of the highest weights in the Qs. So I feel very comfortable with that. Now let's see IWM. IWM was up, well over 1% at one point in the day. Sort of faded a little bit. Let's take a look. Yeah, so IWM is looking interesting here. IWM had been leading, the entire month prior, and now you can see we're finally starting to drift sideways. So we're finally starting to see a little bit of fatigue. Everyone was underexposed to small caps, coming into November, but they've steadily been adding exposure. So again, this is one where right now we are inside of the monthly value area. So we're going to have to see, next level on the downside would be the point of control at 175, spot 75. And then above 183, spot 76, that could be where we start trending higher. And then the Dow Jones is probably going to be looking pretty similar. Yeah, Dow Jones looks almost identical, or it looks like, we really just failed at the top of the monthly value area. And, we'll have to see, does this go sideways? Does it give a little back? But yeah, like I keep saying, it's just the last month was so amazing that, at this point, with everyone positioned so bullish, I'm not really expecting all that much. If it does end up being, a great month, that would be awesome too. But my expectations are not super high given how bullish, everyone is on the market, the sentiment, the positioning, all that good stuff. So let's jump into some of these sectors and style factors. So that'll give us a better clue as to what's going on under the hood. So if we take a look, we have, and let me blow this up for you. So we have that. So we have the cannabis companies, which have been showing the strongest momentum. Took a bit of a breather today, down 3.25%. And, I have a lot of exposure in the cannabis names. They've had just such an amazing run, though, that, like one down, 3% day, is not really all that much in the grand scheme of, this 44% month. European financials were taking a little bit of a break, but had a nice, bullish day today. Let's actually take a look at the chart on that one. We will take a look at, let's see, YOLO. Yeah, so YOLO, this one's been on an amazing run, still above the 5-day exponential moving average. But yeah, this one, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a check back into the top of the monthly value area. That's likely a spot where I would probably want to buy the dip, to be honest. Let's see. Because I think that's just a very beautiful trend that's going on in that space. European financials. This looks pretty interesting too. They were in the monthly value area, closed on the highs today. Not really much volume today, but yeah, this is certainly interesting. We've trended sideways for the past maybe week or so. So I will be interested to see if, this has more gas to potentially move up to 18, in the coming days. Then let's take a look. We had the ARC Genomics Fund. That looks like it's moving up in terms of momentum, moving higher on the list. And then towards the bottom of the list, we have the Chinese internet companies, KWeb, down 1.05%. We have the utilities, a little bit of a bounce, up 0.7%. And we have the home builders down 0.5%. the home builders were in such a beautiful trend for really, since COVID started, just this amazing uptrend. Take a look at this. And this is why, for the most part, I am a trend trader, and I really just go by the price action. Because, you never really know when a trend is going to end. And yeah, you can see for months and months and months, look at this, like making, new highs, making higher lows. It just looked beautiful. But you can see, really since the beginning of September, we're moving a little bit sideways. So this one, certainly losing steam in terms of that trend. So I'm not really going to be initiating, a ton of new bullish positions, unless we make it above that monthly value area. Then the other one that's pretty interesting, let's take a look at GDX. That one actually moved up a little bit higher on the list. Oh, I love to look for these. So this one was, if you look at the prior monthly value area, it went all the way down, pierced through the value area low, and was in a downtrend for the entire month prior. So all of November pretty much in a downtrend. Now to begin December, we're breaking into the monthly value area. So I do want to see if this triggers a bullish 80% rule. And that looks pretty interesting to maybe like sell a put option, target this VPOC, or even target the value area high. So that's one where with these reversal setups, these are ones where I only try to take if it sets up, pretty much perfectly. I don't want to stick my neck out for something, and then it just turns out this was a little bounce and we're just going to resume the downtrend. But I will keep an eye on it, just to be sure. So let's see what else we got. So those are the, pretty noteworthy ones for the sectors. Let's take a look at these style factors. So we have top performer is international value. And then we have high beta with a strong performance as well. Towards the bottom of the list in terms of momentum, we have defensives and minimum volatility. So you can see when you look at these style factors, the market is saying risk on, let's push this thing a bit higher. So, with that being said, I just talked to you guys about how I'm getting a little bit more cautious, all that stuff. But, you have to go by what the market is telling you. And right now, the style factors are showing it's very risk on. So we'll have to see if and when that changes. For some trades for today, I am going to have to figure out a new system for, sharing trades with you guys, being that I'm going to be, doing work with Leduc Trading. So this was one, I just wanted to close this out with you guys. Slack. So I closed this one out for $16.90. These calls. So this was a big win for us right here, up 225%. And this was one where I've actually never been in a company like this before, where you're in the calls and then a takeover is announced. So that specifically, that's luck. That's not just like, I certainly didn't know anything. I was in the right place at the right time. So that to me, it's one of those where you just have to be grateful, take your blessing and then move on. You can't really let it get to your head. The one thing I am, pretty happy about though, is that my head was in the right place when I took this trade. And what I mean by that is I will show you right here. It's like when I took, this entry, I said I'm getting long the March 27th strike calls for 520. And I posted a little chart here at the time. At the time, I thought it was going to hold this top of value. And that certainly didn't happen. It went much lower. But really my rationale, I wrote it right here. Slack earnings last quarter were an epic fail. Sentiment heading into the print this quarter is far from exuberant. So pretty poor sentiment. I believe there's a lot of untapped optionality within their platform. And that was really me just thinking Slack is a good platform that a lot of people are using. Everyone hates it just because they haven't really been successful in terms of their financial metrics and on earnings. A lot of times they were missing. So it was just this stock that was sort of stuck in the mud, but they do have a very nice platform and they are trying to innovate. So I just figured, like, I cited right here, there's optionality within their platform. So I figured, maybe a takeover, who knows, or maybe they announce a new product, new CEO, anything like that. And sure enough, it was a buyout. And, we found out that Salesforce was going to be acquiring them. So this one was a nice run, but it exited this one today. I actually did open up some short puts today. I included that in Samantha's room. I opened up the 40 strike puts. I sold them and collected, I think it was like 70 cents or so. I just figured, given this deal that's going on, I doubt Slack is going to, trade below 40. And my expiration date on those were December 4th. So I was like, I doubt it's going to get there in a week. And if it does, I'll purchase some shares. Another trade that I took today that I could not post for you guys, I posted in Samantha's room. What I might end up doing is just creating a private Twitter feed. And, obviously I'm going to post them for Samantha's clients first. But I'll probably just write it down in the private Twitter feed anyway, just so that it doesn't look like I'm just making things up and, telling you guys trades that never happened. But the other one that I took today was this one, INAC. Let's take a look. So INAC is very interesting. These SPACs have been super popular, and I've had some success trading like FVAC, Sama. So these SPACs, they're just so low float that they're great trading vehicles, and especially when the idea is good, that helps a lot. So this one, INAC, take a look at this. So this one is backed by Mark Cuban. It's backed by, Chamath, the guy that everyone goes crazy about, and he has a bunch of different SPACs. And this one, and they're trying to acquire an auto insurance company that does auto insurance by the mile, not a fixed monthly fee. So like me personally, at this point, I'm barely driving, so that's something I would be interested in. So a lot of times for these ideas, if it's something that I think would add a lot of value and I would buy myself, like that insurance, a lot of times that makes for, like a trade idea for myself. So this one, I was getting interested in it, when it first, I found out about it, I think on this big green candle. And I was like, what, if it comes in a little bit, I'll initiate a position. So sure enough, traded down to about $12 today. I believe I got my entry at like $12.14. And I specifically stated, like, I'm putting in a half position here. So I did half size. And the reason why is because this thing, certainly looks pretty ugly. It just put in a big red candle. But with these SPACs, you essentially have a price floor, at $10. So I figure, hey, I'll take a bite out of this thing, at $10 a share, or at $12 a share, excuse me. And then if it goes even lower, then I'll add one more time and get into my full position. So that would be, I would love it if, we took a dive, like let's say like all the way down to 11. That would be great. So, we'll see what happens, but for this one, just put in a half position. And last but not least, we'll take a look at some options order flow. There are some charts that I'm looking at. These all look very similar. I'm going to go through them super quick because I don't want to make this video too long. But take a look. We'll just go rapid fire here. We have Spotify. Look at this one. Trading in a range, had a nice green candle on high volume, and now just, a little minor pullback. So this one I could certainly see, maybe it builds out even more of a base up here, but this one definitely has some breakout potential. I'm seeing, the same exact dynamic occurring in Etsy, although this one is a bit more of a bearish candle here. And then the same thing with Shopify as well. Shopify, almost same exact formation. These companies are probably being traded by some algo, in the same basket. But I'm going to be watching all of these. And last but not least, let's just take a look at a couple of the, items here in the options order flow. Let's take a look. And we're going to filter for $1 million and up, as we always do. Let's see what we got here. So we have some Tesla calls as always. We have Zoom. This was one I was actually considering playing today. Let's see what Zoom did. Because Zoom is another one, really good company, but the valuation just got so crazy that, it just needs to get a little bit cheaper, to be honest. But at some point, like, this is a great company. At some point, it's a buy. So yeah, it looks like they reported earnings, and, sure enough, down about 15%. So that one, no play for me at the moment. That's a pretty big red candle, but it looks like somebody was coming in to buy the dip. Yeah, and they bought the December 4th call, so that's pretty speculative. They're probably going to get burned on that one, I would think. Let's see, we got some SPY calls for June. Okay, $1.4 million. So they're basically betting the uptrend continues. All right. mRNA. These vaccine names have been awesome. I know, shout out to Craig on Twitter that messaged me. He said he was in Pfizer in calls today, and I think he killed it. So shout out to Craig for killing it in Pfizer. Let's see how Moderna's looking. This one, oh my gosh, that is such an ugly red candle. This one looks, kind of like a short to me. Think about all the people that bought in at the top. That must be terrible. Yes, this one, it doesn't look so good. It got so stretched. So I'll be watching that one, honestly, for a short entry. Let's see. We have this company 5. What is this one? For $1 million. Wow, this one looks good. This is in a nice uptrend. I'll probably add that one to my watch list. This uptrend is still intact and is behaving nicely. Specialty value retailer. Oh my gosh. All right, so let's take a look at maybe like one more. Let's see, we got X. We have Apple. Let's go. The bullish bets in Apple continue. I actually want to see everything that was done for Apple today, because I do have a position in Apple. I posted it yesterday. Let's see. 81% bullish flow. Oh my gosh. So they're still attacking this thing. Let me see highest premium. Okay, that's the lowest premium. Oops. Okay, so they're still coming at this thing pretty aggressively. We have January 2022 calls with a 90 strike going up. So it's really like a long-term stock replacement play. I kind of like that. Then we have the April 2021 90 strike calls, another stock replacement. Then we have these sweepers coming in at the 100 strike. So yeah, this one, you can see Apple had a nice day. And this is actually, this is something Samantha talks about quite a bit as well, where, you just have this gamma flow coming in where everyone's buying calls and the dealers have to hedge those calls by getting long the common shares, which pushes the stock up higher. This one looks very interesting. Apple hitting the upper Bollinger Band. But from here, we'll have to see, does this one actually want to break out, or is it just hitting the top end of its range? Let's take a quick look. Oh, let's go. This looks so beautiful. So yeah, firmly above the monthly value area. We have a target at 126.50 or 126.24 and another one at 135. Oh my gosh, and my cat just walked onto my keyboard. So I think that's a good time to wrap up this market recap video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Waffles is on my desk drinking some water right now. Yeah, once again, appreciate you guys, and I will see you all tomorrow. Have a great night.